In the last 2 years, Lotus has sold 5,000 of these Elises, and Vauxhall has sold 1,000 of these VX220s. And you might think that's odd, because if you peel away the bodies, they're basically the same car. They're even made in the same factory by the same people. I can, however, explain what's going on. Got two Armani jackets here. Open it up. You see, says Armani in there, right? Now, in this one, I've changed the label so it says Millet. Which one are you going to buy? Exactly, Armani. And Vauxhall has realised that. They've realised it's no good making their car the same as the Lotus. It has to be much, much better. This then is the new VX. You'll note the new spoiler on the back and its smart new wheels. Inside you'll take in the leather seats, and if you snout around a bit, you'll clock the extra soundproofing to make it even more refined. You'll notice all these things and you'll think that is a really pretty car. Well done, Vauxhall. I'll have the Lotus. I mean, it's not like the Vauxhall is any easier to get into. If you're taller than 6 inches or if you have any extraneous body parts at all, realistically, you need to take the roof off before you can get behind the wheel. No problems there. It has the same simple roof as the Elise, same basic chassis as well, and with a price of £25,000, it costs about the same too. It has the same handmade feel too. There are squeaks and rattles. That's a new rattle actually. But there is one big difference. The normal Vauxhall VX, the 220, has a 2.2 litre engine, which is fine in a ham sandwichy sort of way, but in this one, they've added some pickle. The engine is actually smaller, just 2 litres, but it has a turbocharger, and that means 200 brake horsepower. This may be a little bit heavier than an Elise thanks to its airbag and its anti-lock brakes and its soundproofing and so on, even its turbo, but it is hugely fast. Normally I like the feel of acceleration. There's a warm coziness as all your internal organs are marshalled by the G-forces into a little puddle at the base of your spine, but in this, it's like you've been electrocuted. 0 to 60 takes 4 seconds, and it keeps on kicking you in the back of the head with its million-volt shoes all the way to 150. Quick! It's so quick that on the press launch in Spain, 4 of them were crashed by journalists. There really was a rustle in the hedgerow. Remember when Marks and Spencer's launched that range of underwear that was all see-through and boudoirish? Well, this car is as big a departure for Vauxhall as those knickers were for M&S. Really. And you know what? We haven't even got to the best bit yet. It's handling. I drove an Elise round this track in the last series, and I know I've got fingers of butter and fists of ham, but it really was very, very understeery, and this just isn't. Let's turn in, whoa, miles of oversteer, you can get it up to the limit, Just hold it there. I love it. Brilliant. There's only one thing that's going to get me off this racetrack today, and that's when it runs out of fuel. And that's the first time I've ever thought that while behind the wheel of a Vauxhall. Now, Lotus has responded to this car with the 190 Elise that we saw earlier on in the programme in the track day piece, but that cost £33,000, £8,000 more than this, and this has an airbag and is more comfortable. I really do believe that this is the sports car of the moment, and best of all, I'll give anyone a fiver if they can find the word Vauxhall written anywhere on it. But before I give it a completely clean bill of health, one more test. Pray silence for the Stig. So, off the line, 200 horsepower and a feather-light body on a dry track. This should be fast. It's Dusty Stigfield. This car was designed by Lotus and so was our track, so it should be brilliant here as he goes through Chicago. Ooh, that's very tidy. Now, coming up to Hammerhead, this can catch out mid-engine cars, but the VX has absolutely no problem at all. In the first sector, this car was level pegging with the BMW M3, but can it beat the BM to the finish? Up to Gambon, come on, Stig. Bit of a slide, he's crossed the line in. 1 minute 31.3.
That's quicker than an M3.
That is an amazingly good car, really is.